Welcome to this week's episode of Listen to Your Coaches. I am your coach, Mike Wilkins, here with Coach Will Morrow. And behind the scenes, we have the producer of the future, Max Gerald, fresh off of a tummy doctor appointment. Okay, so you know what? I'm running the show this week. This week, we're talking about some Stout PGH fighters, those cards, some fun stories. We're going to talk a little bit about the UFC event that happened Saturday. Some fantasy MMA, and the upcoming UFC card as well. All right, so I want to start with Cage Thunder. Okay, so we went out to Cage Thunder 33 for Luke Martin's pro debut. All right, and we had a time. Ask me questions. What do you want to know about it?
Well, first off, we should say there were two different fights in two different states. Who was on your squad?
So it was me, Lucas Siebert, and Josh Ramirez, and we were there to corner Luke Martin's professional debut.
Very cool.
Who was on your squad, and where were you?
It was me and Randy, and we were cornering.
Old Randall.
We were cornering.
Old Randall.
Cole, Joe, and Tim.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool. And your card had the boxing prior to it, so it was the late start.
Exactly.
This card, first off, let's just talk about like the venue that I was at. It was an outdoor show, right?
Oh.
Didn't expect that, right?
Covered
outdoor
or uncovered?
Uncovered.
Oh, that's always...
Uncovered out sketch.
Yeah.
Right? You're like, oh, bro, what are you guys doing?
Yeah.
The weather was great, so there was no weather issues, and due to that, it was sick.
What was the canvas? Was it like actual canvas, or was it vinyl?
They had a felt canvas. They did not go vinyl canvas. So there was gripping. So what Coach Will is talking about here is we have had. I've dealt with it. Most notoriously, Tim has dealt with it. Yeah. But sometimes on an outdoor show, if the canvas is vinyl, as the night goes on, think about like dew and stuff, it gets very slick. I remember what ended up being my last pro fight was an outdoor fight, and I remember I stepped in the cage. I did like as soon as I step in, I run like a lap around the cage, and I was like, all right, we're grappling tonight. It was slippy. And then Tim comically slid all over the place at a Made Men show at the Penguin City Brewery.
That happened to me in Thailand too. It was just in the corners though, so the kid backed up into the corner, and I was just like, hey,
was it vinyl?
Up. Like the corners were. Yeah. So like most of the ring rather was like real
like canvas. Yeah.
And then the corners had like a semicircle of vinyl.
Yeah, Cage Thunder ran a canvas cover, so there was no footing issues at all. It was at a bar. It was really cool, dude. Honestly, it was really cool. It was at a bar, and it was outside, like near a mall. I think it was called Jersey's, and it apparently is like the place to be because as we were leaving, there were hundreds of people lined up to get inside, like not for the fights, for like other stuff. The fights also were super packed.
That's awesome,
right? It was like a sellout, good energy. It was a really good card. There were 13 fights on the card. They had 4 amateur title fights, and then 2 pro fights. It was good. I mean, hats off to them. They put on a good show. We've fought with Cage Thunder in the past, a handful of times. I know Lucas fought for them. AJ was their flyweight champion. And I think, I'm not 100% sure, because sometimes I get promotions mixed up, but I think we may have had a few other people, like,
I'm pretty sure we did.
Yeah. I want to say, like
Nate,
and stuff like that. So, cool to be, back with Cage Thunder. Good time. Luke Martin won a unanimous decision in which we've got to talk about judging, dude. Yep. I am furious with the judging. So it was unbelievably clear that Luke won pretty much almost every moment of the fight. I would say there were moments that he didn't win. There was one moment in the fight where he did not win that moment. But other than that, he won every moment of the fight. So the scorecards get read off, right? First off, I kind of like peek over at the scorecards as they're being brought in, and I saw 29-28. And my heart started beating, and I was like, how is this possible, 29-28? Turns out there were 2 29-28s and one 30-27. Unanimous for Luke. But I go to the commissioner, who, you know, was incredibly easy to work with, great guy. I go speak to him and I'm like, excuse me, sir, do you mind if I see the scorecards? I want to see what round they scored against my guy, you know, just so we can kind of like try to get an idea of what they're looking at.
Right.
Because I don't believe anything was close to him losing a round. The commissioner was really great with me, showed me the scorecards, and one judge scored the first round for Luke's opponent, and another judge scored the second round for Luke's opponent, right? And then the other judge correctly scored it all 3 rounds for Luke. But the second round, first off, the only reason that I'm not going to go scorched earth on the second round is because it was closer than the first round. Okay. The first round, it's an atrocity, okay? So here, let me run the first round down for you, okay? They come out, dap up, do your typical like
feel out process,
30 seconds or so. Then they start to pick it up. What do you think happens? Luke Martin takedown, right? Actually, the kid shot in on Luke, and Luke like whizzer kicked him over.
Oh, that's impressive.
So Luke lands in top side control, okay? Works his way towards the mount, kind of gets his foot trapped, like quarter mount, whatever. Fires on a head and arm triangle. Kid regains a semblance of half guard. It's like playing a game of like, is my knee in half guard or is my knee out into like 3/4? Is my knee in half guard? All while a head and arm triangle is on. So essentially spends over 3 minutes in mount with a head and arm triangle on. Are you hearing me? Over 3 minutes in mount with a head and arm triangle on. Okay. Then the kid starts turning away, so he goes like kind of Rotolo-tine, sells out for that, gets rolled over to bottom guard with the head and arm triangle on, wrestles him up to the cage immediately, right? And the kid jumps a ghillie at like the clacker. They never go to the ground. Just like against the fence, like reached over the head with a guillotine. He won every moment of that round and spent the majority of the round in a dominant position with that kid in a submission.
Dude, I remember when you told me this on the drive back when we called each other. I was like, oh, like, did he get pieced up? And you were like, no.
No. There was no like meaningful striking landed at all, like by either party. You know what I mean? It was basically, the first round was basically like a grappling round in which he was in mount for over 3 minutes with a strangle on his opponent, right? And then the other guy's only like glimmer of hope was 10 seconds of hanging from a guillotine, didn't even get it to the mat. So it's like, all right, so what did that judge value in that round? Did he think, oh, that submission attempt really took the round? What about the other submission attempt? You know what I mean? So to me, that judge, so actually I told Sage this morning, and Sage was like, oh, it sounds like that judge didn't know who was who, right? Like wasn't sure which guy was which, you know? And it's like, okay, is this hot potato, right? Is it like nothing counts but the last 10 seconds of the round, right? Like it was the round, and now I would have scored it 10-9, right? But it was much closer to being a 10-8 round for Luke than being a round against him.
Right, yeah.
It's just an absolute atrocity.
That's the problem, is a lot of these judges don't understand jiu-jitsu, like at all. You know what I mean?
Bro, like you don't need to understand jiu-jitsu for this. You had a guy on top of a guy in mount squeezing their neck for 3 minutes. Right? Trying to cinch down this head and arm triangle. Like, it's honestly, like, the more I think about it, the closer it is to a 10-8.
Now, let me ask you this. Did you see the judges' names and or do you remember them?
No.
Because I think that's something that's actually important, like, for us to do. And, like, I know that a lot of times we try to, like, be professional and not say stuff like that. But, like, I think that if we see judges just giving, like, terrible scores, like, we should publicly say who they are. Otherwise, we're not going to get any change, you know?
Yeah. No, I did not see the names of the judges, but I mean, I did see the names, but I didn't commit them to memory. Yeah, no. I was just completely shocked and baffled that you could score this. Obviously, I didn't watch the pay-per-view, but people were telling me like the commentators were like 28, what?
Yeah,
you know, and there was 2 of them, and then the second round. I mean, like Luke was in a dominant position for the majority of the second round too, but he did get into a 50-50 leg entanglement, in which the other guy did get a bite.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like an actual legit submission attempt off, but still like nothing in the realm that could have overcome for the rest of the round. like just being utterly dominant for Luke. Like he had like 2 takedowns in that round. Was never on bottom. Was on top for the entirety. Like the only time he ended up like in the leg entanglements because they were in like a scramble, right? They were in like kind of like imagine like you shoot on me and I go to your leg and we start funk rolling through and like scrambling through.
Now was it a bite on a heel hook and he had a roll out?
It was a toe hold and he had the knee slide out and then he back stepped through and got put in 50-50 and started doing the like the 50-50 stuff we're familiar with. But yeah, he was able to drive himself up, spent a lot of time on top, landing elbows in the guard there. They got stood up in the second round and then he hit like an immaculate throw. Like, you know what I mean? Like Luke Martin style.
Exactly.
And then so do I say it? You know what? I'm just going to say it. So he popped his knee.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So his knee was popped in that 50-50, like coming up, like how we know, like Davison Figueiredo, right? Same thing happened to TJ Dillashaw. Same thing happened to Davison Figueiredo, except it cost him the fight. Luke, more aligned with TJ Dillashaw, was able to fight through that. But then we go in between the second and third round. He's like, pop my knee. And I'm like, look him dead in the eye and I go, I do not care.
Yeah, dude. Like
I do not care. And he like, I think he said like, Roger. like gotcha. Boom. And honestly, like Luke's best round was the third round. He like looked like he like settled in and came home. Like, you know what I mean? It was like the nerves of like, oh man, I'm on a pro.
Once
it was
you feel
like
the
gone.
guy and you're like, oh, I got this.
Right. It was like gone. Like, you know what I mean? Like his striking looked good. He started getting off in the third round. Big takedown, took his back, beat on him. You know what I mean? Was like, yeah, it was pretty close to a finish. I mean, yeah, it was definitely getting close, like the refs like coming in close and stuff, getting close to a finish in the third. So like Danny, my brother-in-law Danny, who you guys know, he was like, dude, that fight was a 30-26, arguably a 30-25. You know what I mean? I more so was like, that fight was a 30-27, arguably a 30-26.
Yeah.
You know? But like actually, like the more I think about it, like dude, there were some whoopings going on in there, but whatever. Like, and here goes the thing. That's why I had to see these scorecards, and like, thankfully, it was so dominant that like these erroneous scores. Yeah. But like, look at this. Like, look at like he had his knee pop. Like, what if he like was like, you know what? I'm up 2-0, which everybody in the world knows. I might be up 3-0 because that first round might be a 10-8. Right. He's like, what if I take the third round off? I just mitigate and don't push for the win. Coast. Right. And then he loses that round. He would lose a split decision then. You know, off of atrocious judging. It was crazy. But hey, all's well that ends well. We got the dub there, and now he is 1-0 as a pro. He's made some life changes that actually didn't really you haven't gotten to take advantage of yet.
Right.
Hasn't gotten to take advantage of his life changes. So, hopefully, like, I think his knee, I think he's going to be, like, he'll be good to train next week. I'm projecting he's going to be good to train.
As someone who's been around many knees being popped, I trust your judgment on that.
Yeah, man. I mean, he's 25 years old.
He's also a real athlete. You know what I mean?
There's no way it's more than I would be shocked if it's more than 2 weeks. But I think he'll be back next week. And whatever, like, I mean, he'll be able to come back in some capacity. Yeah, dude.
Like, here's the thing also is like, he's a national champion. Like, he's a real athlete. Like me, I pop a knee, I might be out for
I gotta talk about something.
All right, spit it.
So Cage Thunder is like doing like their like pre-fight interview stuff, like after the weigh-ins or whatever. They did a great job with like their like promotional materials. So
Artem fought for them. That's who I was thinking.
No, that wasn't them.
Oh, okay.
That wasn't them, because I also was like,
you're thinking about that card.
Well, so that fight was AJ's fight before he won their title, right? But AJ won their title at Cage Thunder 3. Right.
Okay.
That was, I actually think, like IT fight series, like Iron Tiger fight series or whatever.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
But they hold their events in like similar places. Yeah, like right there in Akron was like where they had like a lot of their events. Like, the Chaparral Center, that's where Lucas fought for them, was in the Chaparral Center. So like other organizations had fights in there.
Sorry, I derailed that, but you were saying promotional wise,
so like they do cool stuff. Like they did a ceremonial weigh-in for the pros.
Oh, that's sick.
Which is cool. Like, you know what I mean? They did like interviews and stuff, and they were like, "What separates you from your opponent?" And Luke goes, "I'm a national champion," right? And then he said, "I'm a wrestler wrestler on my profile. I was like, dude, should have shut it down right there.
Yeah,
dude.
just let that ride.
So me and Lucas were listening to it on the drive out, and dude, as soon as he was like, I'm a national champion, we were like, dude, we just couldn't we couldn't stop saying it the rest of the trip. Like it'd be like, get quiet, right? Like drive and get quiet. Sound like conversation dies. Be like, I'm a national champion. I'm like, that's so hard.
That's so sick.
Yeah. But yeah, no, so really pumped with that. Look great, you know what I mean? The crazy thing is like, you know, he's still like in such a developmental portion of his career. Like
his potential is endless.
He's got very high potential. I would say he's like a 3 out of 10 on like
where he's going to be,
where he could be, you know, also like, you know, maybe you only make it to an 8. You know what I mean? Cause maybe you ain't listening to me as well as you should. I don't know. Right? You listen to me really well. Maybe you get to 10. You don't. Maybe you stay at like 7.5. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. Yeah. But yeah, you know what I mean? One cool thing, one of the amateur title fights was a flyweight title fight. Cool. And what I felt cool and nostalgic about that is my brother AJ was the Cage Thunder flyweight champion. So his old belt was like, you know, like passing of the torch was on the line. And as we'll talk about later, so was his other one.
Yeah.
So AJ, he was the amateur champion of Cage Thunder, amateur flyweight champion of Cage Thunder, and the amateur flyweight champion of Bizzaro. And both flyweight belts were being contested on the same night. So that was cool, like little nostalgic moment. Yeah, I enjoyed that. So yeah, let's segue that to Erie. Tell me about Erie.
Oh man. All right. So we got to start with before the fight, right? So first off, I see Todd Anderson is there.
Oh,
and,
sick.
You know, if you guys have listened to Mike and I talk about LFA, and you know some of the awesome rules meetings, that's all. Todd Anderson.
That's like the thing, like rules meetings. I've heard 100 rules, 100. Watch myself, like
hundreds,
500, hundreds of rules meetings. You know, and now granted, rules have changed over time, so it's still important. But
there's different qualities though, right? So like if you get Chip, you know there's going to be some banger jokes.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Oh, we did an over under at our, so we had Chip at ours rules meeting. So we're walking up, I go to Chip, like, you know, Chip's great. He's the best. So I go to him. It's really hot. It's sunny out. It's really hot. I'm like, Chip, when you run this rules meeting? He's like 5:30. I was like, all right, dude, I'm going inside until then. I'm trying to get out of the sun, you know? It's like, we're going inside. We'll be there at 5:30, you know? So we go. As we're walking to the rules meeting, our group, me, Luke, Lucas, and Ramirez, we do an over-under on how many jokes Chip throws out, right? And the over-under, we set the line at 3.5. What do you think?
Over, dude.
It was over.
Yeah.
You got it. It was 4. A 3.5 line is perfect.
Yeah.
Right? Because like it's as close to it.
Right. Yeah.
To being over under. Yeah, it was 4.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Bro, we were actually getting shook because Chip went like more than half of the rules meeting with no jokes. And then he hit like some of the bangers.
Yeah.
Yeah. My eyes hanging out.
Yup. Crabs.
My girlfriend gave me crabs last night. Hold on. One of my favorites. Oh, this is one of my favorites. Where he goes, okay, if you want to tap out or whatever, and you want to blame it on me, like go ahead. I've been divorced twice.
Yeah,
like, you know what I mean? And then there's another one in there. But yeah, like, yep, dude, we're nailing it. You know?
Yeah, dude.
So, yeah.
But again, like different types of rules meetings. So you have Chips. It's like there's going to be some banger jokes. It's going to be a good time. Like. It covers everything you need to cover, but like
it covers everything you need to cover. But what I would say about Todd Anderson is he talks about the sympathetic response and
hit us with that this time, and also everything's just like, and I don't know, it's just he's very professional, very clear. Like he's in my mind like an elite level ref. You know what I mean? So automatically I'm fired up when I see him there, and I tell Cole, I'm like, dude, you're so lucky. Your first fight, you get Todd Anderson as the ref, and your first rules meeting, like this is sick. So, you know, already off to a good start. And as normal, you know what I mean? It's like a whole lot of hurry up and wait until it's time for rules meeting and wrapping hands. And then it's go, go, go. So we wrap up the rules meeting. And
what fight numbers were they?
They were 3, 5, and 8. Yeah, 3, 5, and 8.
Were there fights after Tip?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So I got to get these dudes wrapped before like the fight start, you know what I mean? And then getting warm and moving. So, I'm like, all right, guys, I'm going to wrap you in order, you know, Cole, then Joe, then Tim. And I start wrapping up Cole, and Joe's just kind of like, you know, hanging out, and he's like, yeah, I'm gonna take a shower. And I was like obviously he's joking, because first off, why would
you're in the Bayfront Convention Center?
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
Well, and not only that, but like, you know, everyone knows, like, once you've done the rule, like, you can't just leave, you know what I mean? And also, like, why would you take a shower like before you fight? Like, go take a shower after, you know what I mean? So like, I'm just like, oh, like, that's kind of weird joke, but like, whatever.
Yeah,
so
like weird joke. Like okay, I'm gonna nod to you, like, oh, like, don't get the joke.
That's exactly what I did. I'm wrapping Cole's hands, and I'm like,
don't
a little
get
stressed.
the joke. Also, don't care to learn about it.
Yeah, I'm just like, right on, dude. Keep wrapping his hands. So then Joe's one of the guys who gets
drug tested,
right? So, you know, I hear the commission. They're like, hey, looking for Joe. I'm like, he's probably around, like, you know. So then the commissioner comes up to us, and she's like, hey, like, where's Joe? And I was like, I don't know. And then I'm like, do you guys think he's actually showering? And Tim's like, I'll call him. Calls Joe. Joe is actually in his hotel next door showering. And we tell the commission, they're furious. I'm furious. I'm yelling at Joe on the phone. I'm like, dude, get over here. They're like, we need to know, like, to the minute when he's going to get here. And like, and she was like, if I go out there and tell Pat, like, he's going to cancel the fight. And I was like, I don't tell you. Trust me, I want him here too. I'm trying to wrap his hands. So Joe finally makes it, like, in the nick of time, and the commission is furious. I'm furious too. I'm like, dude, I gotta wrap your hands. Let's go.
Bro.
So he goes, does his test, right? He gets to me, or no, hold on, before this, I'm like, during all of this, I'm stressed out, and I'm wrapping Cole's hands, and I'm like commiserating with him and Tim, and I was like, yo, like, why would you go take a shower beforehand? Like, take one, like, before you show up. And Tim's like, yeah, like, that's what I did. And Cole goes, yeah, I took a bath. I was like, dude, that is the most Cole answer of all time. It was so funny.
What is wrong with Cole?
Oh, dude, I love that kid.
Oh,
it was the funniest thing he could have said. So Joe gets back, and I'm like, dude, what the fuck, bro? Like you really took a shower? He looks at me just like totally. Also, from the time Joe showed up till the time he like left afterwards, he never seemed like remotely amped up. He was just super calm. It was like impressive. And I was like, Joe, did you really go shower? And he goes, and I shaved.
I'd have slapped the shit out of him.
It was one of those things where, like, part of me wanted to do that, but also, like, it was kind of hilarious at the same time. All of our fighters don't ever pull that shit again, but it was kind of hilarious, and it all worked out. So hilarious in hindsight. But anyways, you know, I get the boys wrapped up. We're, you know, swinging through warm-ups. Everything starts moving.
I don't think it's funny.
You just need a little more time. Maybe it's because I lived it and I saw it. But anyways, so, you know, time for Cole to get in the cage, right? This is Cole's first fight. Cole's been training for, what, year and a half now at this point, I think he said. And Cole trains all the time, multiple times a day. He's put in so much work for this, right? And dude, I was very impressed with his performance. He goes out in the first. I think he got one, maybe even two takedowns. I know one of them he got reversed. It's hard to remember exactly what happened, but it was a relatively close round. Also, my bias, just for people who like maybe haven't heard me talk about this before, but like when I'm watching my fighters, I just expect them to dominate. So when they don't, I like tend to
like over skew, like and the opposite of bias.
Exactly,
right?
because I never want to be in a position where I tell a fighter like, yeah, you won that round.
Dude, I was in that position. On Saturday, that same night, I was like, yeah, of course you won that round. You spent 3.5 minutes in mount with a arm triangle choke on him, and you were never in danger at all points in time. You didn't get hit at all, and you were never in a non-dominant position. But of course you won that round. Right. Turns out. Yeah.
But I would say in general, you and I are pretty conservative with telling our guys that they want to round.
I am conservative. I'm going to err on the side of...
Yeah. Sometimes we'll be like, hey, it's close. So like we need this next one. You know what I mean? But like very rarely we're like, yeah, you got that round, right? So I tell him, I'm like, yeah, man, not sure if you won that. I need you to like step it up, right? Second round, he clearly lost. I forgot exactly what happened, but like he lost the round. And then the third one, dude, I tell him in the corner, I'm like, hey, man, it's either 2-0 or 1-1. Like, you have to chase the finish. Like, you got to get after it. And boy, did he. Like,
good for him.
Cole left it all in the cage.
Let's go, Cole.
Cole, you know, like, it was one of those things where he wasn't like, oh, like, I might be down. Like, let me just... No, he was not coasting. He was getting after it the whole time. It was very impressive. And he takes the dude's back, and then, like... It wasn't like quite on, but he's like squeezing on the neck for the last like 30 seconds or whatever.
Yeah. Travis Scott was telling me about it this morning, and Travis Scott said that he thinks if he had a little more time, he would have finished it because from Travis's perspective, when Cole had the strangle on, the kid brought his hand up, like to a tapping position, but like the clacker had gone off. And so then credit to this kid, he was like, screw it, I'll either pass out or win the fight. Like,
yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, yeah.
For sure. Yeah, no, I 100% believe if he had another like 60 seconds, he would have gotten the finish. And also, shout out to the opponent. That kid was good. He was like I think he had one fight before that.
He did.
He was very, very like
he was
calm.
0-1 going into it, but his opponent who he had his loss to is 2-0. And I'm somewhat familiar with his opponent. Trains out of West Virginia, the Black Cat martial arts. And he was on the card that Livingston, Sarasnik, and he was on that card.
Gotcha. Okay, well, yeah, this kid looked like
Logan Pryor.
Really. Yeah, that's who was on that.
I was like, there was a third person there who fought at the end. I was like, who fought at the end? The more experienced, like it usually goes least experienced. And I was like, who was the last fight? I'm like,
dude, I don't even try to remember all the fights. It's just too many. But anyways, yeah, dude, it was a super quality first fight. In hindsight, without watching it back, I am kind of leaning towards Cole winning that first round. So like,
so I was getting reports from Polance, and Polance had Cole down 2-0, but said the first round was close.
Okay, yeah. So
and then Polance was like, Cole won the third round. So he had it for like what it was actually scored for, but was like the first round was close in the group chat. Also is like leaning that Cole had the first round.
Right.
But like, the group chat's probably a little bit more like
the opposite of me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it probably was the right decision. I think it's good
we're that way.
Yeah, for sure. But like, dude, overall, Cole should be super proud of that performance. It was really, really awesome. Like, great first fight. So
I'm almost 100% sure. I'm pretty sure Cole is the first youth student to fight in the cage.
Oh, that's sick.
Cole trained when we were above Donut Shop. So, when we were above there, 2013 to 20. Do you count yourself as a youth student? I mean, you never trained in kids classes, did you?
No. I started when I was 16. I just started training with adults.
Yeah. No, okay. Max looked at me like, what about me?
No, I just didn't know he'd been training that long.
What about me? Oh, sorry, Max. 2013 to 2015, we were above the Donut Shop, and Cole trained in that era. I remember giving him like a gray and white belt. You know what I mean? Just little kid, exactly the same person. Hadn't changed at all, just got bigger.
Yeah.
Same person. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, no difference.
But anyways, so he set off the tone like nicely, good hard fight. So then Joe's up, right? Now, there's one other thing that I got to talk about Joe other than his fight, right? And I don't feel bad kind of slamming Joe a little bit because he won.
Okay, so here's the thing. I know Joe won't win, so start with the bad news.
Yeah.
So at least we can get to the good news.
Yeah, so he's walking the cage, and Randy goes, dude, do you see his shorts? And I was like, what's up? And I look, bro, he's got pockets.
This is Joe's fourth fight.
Yeah.
Zoom in on them shorts.
I don't think you can see it. It's like on the side, and they're like very small with a zipper.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. So I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, he should know better. And Randy's like, hey man, like it's on the commission at this point. I'm like, we'll let it rock.
Is gonna kill me, dude.
Well, Pat knows for sure if he's not watching right now, because one of the commissioners comes up to me and he goes, hey, what's he wearing under those shorts? And I'm like in corner mode at this point. So I'm like, I don't know. I didn't like put his shorts on.
Are you guys seeing what you're doing to us? Like, we're going to get in trouble.
Yeah.
I'm not your dad. Dude. Don't go take showers. Wear the appropriate gear. Be on time.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm not holding your guys' hands. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'll teach you jujitsu and how to fight, and then I'll be there to give you my best advice.
Right, yeah. But you
gotta grow up and you gotta read the rules, choices, bro. You know? Like, oh my God.
So anyways, this commissioner's like, what's he wearing under those shorts? I'm like, dude, I don't know, man. Like, I wasn't there for his shower, So he's like, well, you know why I'm asking that, right? And I was like, and he's like, his shorts have pockets. And I was like, I don't know what to tell you, dude. Like, you should know better. And like, they didn't complain or anything. It didn't factor in. So luckily it was what it was. But like, that also had me, my heart rate up a little bit.
Joe looks in great shape, though.
Dude, he honestly, he looked like he was in incredible shape. First off, again, very impressed with his just like demeanor. He was super calm the whole time. Like to the point that during warm-ups, I was kind of like, we might need to get going a little bit more. But like, dude, super like just like confident. Goes out first round, he clearly lost. He got cracked hard in the first round too, to the point where I was like, oh dude, like, are you okay? And then the second 2 rounds, he just like timed some beautiful takedowns and just dominant top game. So easy, 29-28. All the judges got it right. So congrats to Joe for winning, and that makes it a little easier for me to then talk about the things he did that gave me a heart attack.
I'd like to have a word with Joseph.
Oh, we will definitely have a word with Joe.
We can censor anything you want to say right now.
I'm going to let it rock.
Yeah, we'll say
give Joe the uncensored version in the corner of the room. All right.
So, anyways, then to our last fight. So, then we've got Tim. Dude, I'm warming Tim up. Tim's cracking pads, and a big part of this game plan was to go southpaw and rip left kicks, right?
Yeah.
And dude, I'm holding pads and I'm like, yo, how is this flyweight hitting this hard? Like, it doesn't make sense. He's hitting so hard. He's so sharp. His mind is on. He's just confident. I'm like, dude, there's not a
haircut looks great.
Dude, bro, look at him. He looks like a Greek god. Like, he's such like just in shape. I was like, dude, no one can beat Tim tonight. Like, it's just not possible, right? So Tim goes out there, threw a mean body kick, super, super hard, right? And I think the other kid threw a low kick at the same time or something, and like kind of caught his cup a little bit. And so Tim's like adjusting his cup, and Todd Anderson's like, oh, time, and he's like, no. He like tries to give him the Poeton, like wave it off, but Todd Anderson, he's already in there. He's like, all right, just take a second. Tim takes 5 seconds, adjusts his cup, right back in, and then he goes from ortho, switch kick, and he's sending it into the body. Now, okay, I have to be very clear here and very fair on both sides. So Tim's strike is his responsibility, right? Like, just period. Also, Tim's kick was gliding up a little bit, which isn't necessarily a problem. Like, sometimes kicking the arms, you kind of need to do that. But additionally, he did target the arms, and the kid did slip in. It hit the kid in the shoulder, glances up, hits him in the head kick KO, right? Obviously, it's a, AME fight in PA. That's against the rules.
Yep.
Fights obviously stop.
So technically, it's unintentional, but it's an illegal strike.
Exactly.
So that's a no contest.
And Todd Anderson is just on it, right?
If it was an intentional illegal strike, that's a disqualification.
Exactly, right? Max, you got to take that off, or we'll never stop watching it. So
I don't ever want to stop.
Todd Anderson, again, super on point. He goes up to me like right away. He's like, hey, here's the deal. It was an illegal strike that ended this fight. I do think that it was, unintentional. So it's going to result in a no contest. And I'm like,
Fair.
dude, that is like perfect reffing, right?
I mean, what else are you going to do?
Yeah,
Can't give him the win.
Yeah, and also, even if you did give him the win, like, would you really feel good about that, right? Like,
yeah.
I remember way back in the day at an NAAFS fight, right? One of my college teammates, Tyler Saltzman, was fighting for a title, an AME title, and similar situation. He throws like a super hard kick to like the arm, shoulder area, and it skims up, hits the kid in the head. Dude gets knocked out. He gets woken up and given a belt. And it's like, dude, is that what you want? You know what I mean? Like, if I was on the receiving end of it, I'd be like, nah.
Oh,
man,
either way.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what you're saying. Okay.
Right, yeah. Like I would not want to win that way.
Like, I won by head kick knockout.
Yeah, exactly.
By getting knocked out. Yeah.
Right. So totally the right, decision. No contest. Now here's the thing. And again, I've already said Tim's responsible for his strike, and it was the right call. It was an illegal strike. With that said, kicking the arms, especially the upper arms, this is something that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah,
right?
It's not new.
Like, first of all, dude, watch any like Muay Thai fighters talk about it. Like, dude, John Charles Skarbowski talks about when he
Do you mind if I jump in here?
Yeah, go for it.
There's a common strike that I've been seeing in MMA where athletes will kick their opponent in the legs.
Ah, yes.
But every time I see someone do it, I've never seen anybody get knocked unconscious from it.
Mm-hmm.
Why are we wasting time kicking the legs if you're not getting knocked unconscious for it? Could you give me a reason?
Well, it damages the legs. It makes it more difficult for them to push off that leg, and makes their follow-up strikes significantly less effective.
They damage the legs, so the legs aren't as valuable or as useful of tools for their opponent.
Mm-hmm.
It makes sense that you could do the same thing to the arms. The arms, which are being used a lot as well,
Mm-hmm.
Do you think you could break an arm with a kick?
Certainly can.
All right. Okay.
So if you guys want to see some fights where that's like evident, right? First off, you can watch Buakaw beat Mike Zambidis, I believe. And he, even though head kicks are legal and he's way taller than Zambidis, he kicks into the arms a whole bunch to keep his arms stuck.
There's an evidence of it in MMA. Get ready for this. Like, this had to go down, best guess, 2008, right? I think Kung Lee versus Frank Shamrock.
Dude, I knew you were going to say that.
And was that even Elite XC maybe? Or was it Strikeforce?
Dude, I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, dude, give me...
Bruce Franklin, Chuck Liddell.
Yeah.
Whitaker and Jerry Cannonier.
Yeah.
Yeah, like this is like not an uncommon thing, right?
One of the most recent ones is, for people who know, like, just more recent UFC fans, is Benoit Saint Denis and Ishmael Bonfim, the little Bonfim brother.
Oh, yeah.
They fought in the Apex in his open stance, and he just, like, Bonfim's like, Bonfim brothers were both, like, world-class boxers in Brazil. Not world-class, but, you know, like, national champion boxers. And open stance, Benoit just started blasting left kicks to the arms and destroyed his arms in, like, a round.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, it makes sense. The other thing is, let's say you do try to sneak a kick under the arm and get to the ribs, right?
Yeah.
Well, what happens if that guy's got his elbow tucked in nice and tight?
You're going to kick the elbow and hurt your foot.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is the one... How many kicks did I throw in my career, Will?
I don't know, like one. A handful.
Why did I not throw kicks?
Because you're not trying to get hurt, dude.
Because I kicked an elbow in practice one time and I said, I'm never doing that again. I don't care how much value there is to it. Like, my toe hurts.
Yeah. So, okay. So even if you are trying to get to the body, the first thing I have, like, our guys do is kick the arms. So we can start to see, like, what the reactions are. What's the arm position look like, right? It's just a safer target. Then if they are keeping their elbow tucked in and maybe they're just arm blocking, or for whatever reason, you know, we don't want them to get their punches off, we continue to kick the arms. I was going to reference earlier, oh my God, I forgot his name now. The GSP's drunk Thai fighter coach. What's his name?
Skarbowski.
Yeah. He was a really high level Nak Muay Farang who would say that you should aim at the wrists when you're throwing body kicks, right? And like that makes total sense. Then you can like attack the smallest part of the arm, right?
That does make sense.
You know, again, is this like a strike that Tim should have been throwing? For sure. Would I preferred he turned it over and it went into the body and didn't skim up to the head?
Instead of skipping up. Yep.
Of course. With that said, I do feel like, you know, again, if you don't slip into it, again, I'm not trying to blame this kid. Like, he, you know, clearly a good fighter. But, like, if you don't slip into it, that probably wouldn't happen, you know? So, is what it is. You know, it's a bummer that, you know, Tim didn't get to display more of his skills. But, you know, we knew that this was one of those things where this is a stepping stone for him to go pro.
I'm also, yes, that's just true. I'm not, what am I trying to say here? Let me make my caveat after. But, like, although it's an illegal strike, like, you should be defending yourself. For example, in novice rules, you're not allowed to strike on the ground, right? Would you teach your athlete then to just block their body? Right. Are you working that in the practice room? I'm just going to cover my body. My opponent has me I'm in bottom guard. I'm just going to block my body, right? Or I'm being mounted, but he can't punch me in the head, so I'm just going to cover my body, right? Like, are you now? If they do that in the fight, that's one thing or another. But are you working that?
Zero chance,
right? Nothing that we're doing. We're not preparing anybody for amateur fights. Precisely. I'm not preparing anybody for amateur fights. You know, we're preparing for pro fights. And then we dial back on the rules. So, like, if something's in the system, right? For example, I'm more on the grappling end of things. So, if we're working ground and pound, I'm not teaching you elbows, right? Like, we're doing elbows, and then you don't throw them in your fight.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? But, like, you know, part of the system is part of the system. You know what I mean?
I also definitely don't buy in when people are like, oh, but like you should train to the rule set you're fighting in. I'm like, dude, absolutely not. I have never once had an issue switching between, you know, in practice or whatever, switching between boxing, kickboxing, Muay Thai, MMA rules. That's never been an issue for me. I've never, and okay, maybe, hey, let's do a kickboxing round. I caught a kick. Oh, let me drop it. Like, whatever. I've never been boxing and like leg kicked a
accidentally
dude.
thrown a kick.
Yeah, like it just
right. I've never done striking and accidentally shot a takedown.
Right.
I've never
Yeah.
I've never went from gi to no gi and then accidentally started grabbing the clothes.
Yeah, dude. Like,
You know what I mean?
Like I just don't buy when people like.
I never
"Oh, you
started
should,
wrestling
like-"
and then accidentally went to guard.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
It's not hard to like.
And also, like, yeah, you should just defend everything. It'd be like if you're in an amateur fight, and again, heel hooks are illegal, and dude gets put in a heel hook, and he like looks over at you. Are you just gonna be like, "Don't defend it. It won't matter. Like it's illegal."
Yeah, let your knee blow out.
Yeah.
And then win by DQ with your knee blown out.
Right. It's like, no, defend it, and then like we'll deal with it later. You know. So again, not trying to blame the other kid.
Yeah,
You know.
certainly not. But yeah.
But anyways, yeah, I think it's totally valid to be kicking at arms and shoulders. That 100% makes sense. It's something I personally teach. And yeah, I mean, that's just how you should fight. So
Yep.
is what it is.
But I'm bang.
Tim is absolutely ready for the next level. You know, so
go
it's time
pro.
to put him in a rule set where he's allowed to do these things.
All right, dude, let's do it. Let's find Tim a pro flyweight fight.
Let's get it on. And Pat, we're sorry.
Dude, I hate them too, Pat. I hate them too. All right, what are we doing next?
I think we're going to talk about the one card that we all watched, right?
Oh man, fuck. I feel bad because Gary did fight on
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
You know, support to Gary, who he lost a decision, which I didn't watch, but I am told was slightly questionable due to the rule set because one is notorious, like they're supposed to score on the entirety of the fight, not like round by round.
Exactly. From what I understand, the first 2 rounds were close, and the third he dominated.
And he dominated. So that if
To
you're
me,
not,
I'm like,
that's a If you go
Yeah.
round by round and they're close and he edged them out,
Right.
then like this could be a draw or
yeah, it could go the other kid's way. But like, yeah,
but,
man.
But like as I said, I didn't watch it, so I'm just
Yeah.
I'm just recycling other people's assessments of it.
Yeah, and also like no disrespect to any of the fighters on that card. Dude, Reggie and Aerosol fought on that. Like that dude's awesome. You know, like I'm a big fan of his, but like, dude, one is just like folding right now, and also we've just got too much stuff going on. We can't watch all these fights.
Right. All right. So I did not watch these. I watched some of the prelims because we went in and we after the rules meeting we went in and we ate dinner because it was at like a bar restaurant. The place Cage Thunder was sick.
That's awesome.
So it would have been sicker if there was like a pavilion though, so that way if it rained, we wouldn't have had to worry about canceling.
Or
things.
if you guys would have had a place to like go shower, you know. But.
I was gonna say you guys didn't have to shower after dinner.
I mean, I don't need the shower. I don't do shit. I didn't even warm them up. I was like, you guys got to figure that out on your own. No, I was prepared to warm them up, but I didn't. Let's start at the top. Tyson. So UFC, actually a really good card in the Apex. This goes under the radar because these are people, a lot of other people are like fighting, but like the hardcores definitely in it. Main event, Tatsuro Taira versus
Hyun-Sung Park.
Hyun-Sung Park. And Hyun-Sung Park should be noted for taking this fight under a week's notice. Who was Taira supposed to fight?
Riva. Oh, no, not Riva.
Albazi.
Albazi. Yeah. So, very short notice fight for Park. I was pretty strong that Taira was going to get the win in this. And from what I didn't get to watch the fight, but from what I heard from my man Jack Slack,
Yep, me too.
he looked good.
Yeah.
Second round submission.
Hold on. Can we stay on that for a second? Because this past week of Jack Slack, he like talked, I would say almost 50% about grappling. Like,
So here goes the thing. I am familiar with Jack Slack from like striking breakdowns.
Right.
You know what I mean? He does jujitsu. Like he
clearly he's a practitioner.
Well, yeah, he talks about he does jujitsu.
Yeah. I knew that he like knew about it, but I thought that he was like like in the same way like I know about jujitsu and like I could teach like jujitsu to someone who knew nothing.
I think Jack Slack is doing more jujitsu than you're doing.
Oh, for sure. But
your
I'm saying,
jujitsu is every once in a while at a fight practice you'll like pull guard.
Right? Yeah.
You're like, oh, look at this.
But what I'm saying is like
grab my leg.
But like I was under the impression that he was like me, you know what I mean? And like I don't really like talk about jujitsu like that, you know what I mean? Like I might have a question, I'll ask you about it, and like I can corner guys effectively with it, but like I'm not going to commentate on it, whereas he does, and I think his is like really high level too.
You know what? I want to watch this fight. Not now. You know what? Pause the podcast. Let's watch it. Just kidding. What if we did pause it and then didn't watch it though, then just restart? It was like, all right, we're back. So we just watched the fight now because I see you got 4 out of 5 takedowns which means if he got 4 takedowns, that means Park got up at least twice. Because if you have 4 takedowns, you know, he had to get up twice.
One of them.
You had to get up at least twice. You know,
could have gotten saved by the round at the.
Saved by the round, yeah. I was trying to get Max to be like, wouldn't that be 3? I was trying to.
Sorry. I got air in my pipes right now, dude. It's making that noise.
Oh, I thought that was Max's computer again. I was like, oh, episode's canceled. Episode's canceled. Max's computer fan started going the one day, and like it just ruined me. I can't recover from
that.
That
was Boland's favorite podcast moment.
Yeah, what did he say? He was just like,
your mic was just done at that point. Like,
I couldn't come back from it. Okay, yeah. But yeah, so okay, so that's cool, which is good for him. His lone loss is to Brandon Royval. Jack Slack was talking like he got like worked up by Brandon Royval, but the funny thing about that is we watched that fight together, and you guys both scored it for Royval 3-2, and I scored it for Taira 3-2. And I felt like we were all understanding of each other, right? Like 100%. I was like, you know what? I was like, I totally get what you guys are saying, and like you guys were like, I could see you seeing that, right?
Yeah,
you know?
I definitely don't think that Royval crushed him.
All right, so I mean, like title picture.
I mean, yeah, I'd say he's right there.
Yeah, he's right there.
Yeah, dude. Also, like, it's flyweight. Like, we need fresh blood.
Who is the next? Oh, it's Joshua Van. Here goes the thing, dude. I think Taira's a good matchup for either of them dudes.
Dude, for sure.
Yeah, run that.
Yeah.
Is there anybody else who Taira should fight before getting a title shot, or should he just be next in line?
I mean,
it's kind of tough coming off a loss, 1 win, and then the win is over a late replacement.
So
maybe they get that Albazi fight.
Well, you could do that, but also I would
do.
like to see him fight that other Japanese guy. Your favorite.
Asakura.
Oh, Nakamura. No, I can't have them fighting each other.
Okay, fair enough.
Nakamura's a bantamweight.
Oh, really?
Oh,
I thought he was a flyweight.
I thought you were thinking of Kai Asakura.
No.
No, Kai Asakura's fighting Tim Elliott.
Yeah.
He's going to lose to Tim Elliott.
Ooh, you heard it here first.
I don't know that. I just said that. Yeah.
But yeah, if I were the UFC, I would wait on Taira. You know what I mean? Because if he then goes and loses, it could gum it up even worse. You know, so I think that
I don't think he'll lose though. What about Cop? What's his deal? Just busy, just poking people in the eye.
Busy pulling out of fights, dude.
Yeah.
Like Cop. So I think the Albazi fight is the perfect one. Albazi's still ranked number 4, and Tatsuo's only number 6 right now.
What was the rationale to pulling out? What was the reasoning there?
Pretty sure it was just illness.
Oh, okay.
They said either illness or injury, but there was never anything. He never like released an X-ray and was like, "Oh, I broke my arm, guys." Nothing like that.
Well, like if it's illness, if he's like, "Dude, I got the flu" or something like that, well, then
that's what it is.
They could. I mean, dude, he fought for 6 minutes and 6 seconds. They could run that.
I think that's the fight that you do. I think you do that, and then maybe
on the
if
same
he
card.
wins that,
I would try to squeeze that in on the same card.
And you get the face
now,
off.
what if Albazi wins? Is there any case for him to get a title shot if he wins? Because I'd like that.
Has he fought Pantoja?
No.
Oh.
But like, what's his deal? What's his what's his deal?
He's not super active, and I'm pretty sure he's like at most 1-1 in his last 2. I'm pretty sure he's coming off the loss to Moreno, which he's got.
I'd be forgetting about Brandon Moreno.
He's got like a controversial win.
Shouldn't be forgetting about Brandon Moreno. I don't know. All right, whatever. Irrelevant. Let's move. Slide down the card. I heard that this is potential fight of the year.
Yeah.
Rebecca versus Duncan. Mm-hmm. Did you watch these fights?
Yeah, I watched most. I watched bits and pieces of some of the main.
How
card.
are you
I saw
able
a lot
to
of
watch
prelims
these?
here. I had them. I was dopamine maxing over the weekend. I had all your guys' fights on my phone in front of me, and I had these fights on the TV behind me while I was doing shit on my computer. I had all kinds of screens going on. It was bad.
That's awesome.
Nice.
I felt like a total degenerate. But I saw some of these, and yeah, this one was a pretty banger fight. Guys like Rebecca and guys like Esteban Ribovic, who fought just before him, these guys should not be allowed to fight in the Apex anymore. They should only be fighting. They should only be fighting in front of crowds. They're all too exciting for this kind of thing.
I'm surprised Duncan only had 1 takedown attempt. Was he just like dominant standing, or did he just like? Because the fight I saw him fight, I think it was his last fight before this. I remember being like shocked that a Scottish dude was that good at wrestling. Didn't he, before this, he fought that English kid, right?
Yeah, Vicenchik.
Yeah.
Vicenik.
Okay, so I'm thinking of the right guy then.
I don't remember watching Duncan shoot a whole lot. I know that he has grappling, but I feel like a lot of the times his grappling is he ends up on bottom and works his way through grappling sequences. I could be wrong about that, but I like, especially against Rebecca, who's like a very high level grappler. I didn't think Duncan was going to do very. I thought Rebecca was going to have a fight like they had and just outpoint him, but Duncan just engaged him in that firefight and ended up winning, which was really surprising.
Wild.
But cool. Both guys just kind of abandoned defense towards the end and started scrapping.
That's fun sometimes.
Next.
Same sort of thing, right?
A little bit.
Same.
A little bit more different. Defense here. A little bit more skill here, I think. Okay. Ribovic is one of those guys who I'm like really high on. I think stylistically he's got everything there. I'm just worried about how often.
Were both those fights lightweight fights?
Yeah.
Has Ribovic fought Duncan?
No.
Match him up.
Dude, also, look at that. Brenner with 9 takedown attempts. Didn't get any of them.
Shout out to him for still shooting.
Yeah, for sure. All right.
Next.
Let's keep it running. Oh, dude, Neil Magny got a win.
Yeah, I heard that what's his name? Santos engaged in the grappling.
Yeah.
And let Neil Magny
do Neil Magny things.
Yeah.
I this was a very proud bet of mine because Magny closed at like plus 225 or something, and I had him. I picked him like a couple hours before. I was very happy with this. If you're gonna engage in grappling with Magny, you need to be like a hammer because otherwise he's just gonna wear you out. He's got so much fight experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what 44 professional fights.
Dude,
like you can't out experience that. You need to be like a hammer. You need to be like a Michael Morales.
Well,
like,
I mean, like look at Santos, 36 pro fights, only 8 fights less.
I think the thing
and
about
at that point,
not against the level of people.
That's what I was
Magny's got that.
Magny has been in the same position in the UFC for the past like decade or something. You know what I mean? Like he's just outside the top 10, I think, somewhere around there.
Yeah, he's. I'll check the rankings.
But he's been
right
there
now.
forever. You know what I mean? And like, I think that the MMA fan base is coming around to understanding that Gatekeeper is like a.
It shouldn't be derogatory.
It shouldn't be viewed as a derogatory thing. It's like, dude, imagine if I said, hey, Mike, for the past 10 years, you could have been the 10th best lightweight in the world. Would you be like, do it?
Yeah, I would do it.
Yeah, it's pretty sick, right?
Better than being 11th.
Yeah, man. It's like pretty cool. And it's like, hey, I am the test.
You're the champion to getting in the top 10.
Exactly.
Right? It's like, I have the belt. You have to come take this belt. Now you can enter the Premier League.
And also, it's like, dude, how many people get to say, like, I can tell you exactly how many dudes are better at fighting than me in the world?
Yeah.
Like, I can't say that. You know what I mean? I can be like, there's like a million dudes who are like my size in this state who can beat me up. You know what I mean?
Who do you guys think are the best gatekeepers in these divisions?
Well, look.
I would say, like, current or of all time?
And current.
And also, are we saying
current.
like top 10 gatekeepers or like
Gatekeepers just 2 being in title pictures.
Like when I say like gatekeeper, I don't think about someone who's like keeping you just outside the rank. Even though I guess that's a type of gatekeeper. I think generally the term gatekeeper, I think of like Danny Gay. Like someone who's inside the rankings. He's always going to be inside the rankings.
And he
it's
just
like,
keeps people out.
The best description I've heard for it is it's like if you want to get in the top 5, let alone champion, you're going to have to beat Danny Gay. And if you can't do that, you're not going to get up there.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah.
Well, we talked about the crabs in the bucket last time with
Derek Lewis.
So I would say he counts.
Danny Gay, as used in the description.
Hold on, go up real quick. Light heavyweight has to have somebody. Oh, dude, there's a bunch. Ozdemir, Rakic, or Ratchets, or however you say his name.
I'd say probably Ozdemir is the good pick for that.
Yeah. Johnny Walker to a degree.
Bro, you want to know what's kind of sad?
Vittori.
The gatekeeper at 85 is Robert Whitaker.
He's becoming that. Yeah. Yeah. It wasn't always. And dude, you know what's also sad? Izzy, if he keeps fighting, may be that soon.
I think you don't think Cannonier is more of a gatekeeper than Whitaker?
I would say over a longer period of time.
Well, I mean, like, look at this. Like, so Whitaker's last 2 fights, 2 losses, 1 to Chimaev. Now he gets the title shot. The next one to De Ridder. And that, like, literal gatekeeper status was, like, if De Ridder can beat him, De Ridder's real. If he can't, he's not. Mm-hmm. Like, yeah. So, now I'm not saying Cannonier is not also, like, gatekeeper-ish. But like Whitaker definitely fits that bill off of the last 2 fights.
It also depends, like, where
Because now we care about Rene de Ridder and a UFC title shot is a real thing.
Exactly.
Like not necessarily next fight, but like
right, yeah,
it's now he's in that talks of like what's he got to do to get a title shot now.
I think he definitely does fit that description of gatekeeper now. But I think about like it sounds like almost.
Are you
more
asking who's a
disrespectful.
career gatekeeper?
I think like your tenure as a gatekeeper.
I say that
Jared
more
Cannonier's
Like a former
tenure.
champ can't be a gatekeeper because
Would you even
Yeah,
say someone
exactly.
who
they
fought
were
for a
once the
championship?
champ.
I mean, some cases I guess you could.
Because if in that case, I would say Vittori. He fits that.
I don't think he. Okay, well, I don't think he's good enough to be like. If you're
He
asking
fought
me,
for a championship, right?
well, so did Cannonier.
Wait, Vittori fought for a title?
Yeah,
Against who?
is he?
When?
263.
Damn, dude, I was not caring about MMA at that point in time.
Okay,
Yeah,
well,
dude.
if he doesn't count, then what about Brandon Allen?
I don't think he doesn't count. I just don't think that he is I don't think he's the best gatekeeper in that division. I would put Cannonier
Oh, who's
above
the
both
best?
of them.
Yeah,
That's what I mean with tenure. Like Robert Whitaker
Gotcha.
might be being
What
slotted
about at
into
70?
gatekeeper.
Would it be Buckley?
Currently, that's
No,
a
I
good.
don't think so. I think the 70 answer is easy.
Oh, Neil
Jeff
Magny?
Neal?
I think it's
Oh.
Jeff Neal.
Oh, Jeff Neal.
Yeah.
Dude, think about how many prospects like
Yeah.
every couple months there's like a new prospect fight and it's Jeff Neal versus this monster. Sometimes he wins, sometimes he doesn't. But
And you can make the argument for Neil Magny, but I feel like Jeff Neal is like
Neil Magny's not
harder
ranked.
test. Yeah, he's always around like 15 or like just outside of the rankings. I know he lost a couple in a row.
Magny might have him beat by my own logic about the tenure thing. I'm just thinking who's in the rankings right now? I'd say Jeff Neal, but overall it might be Magny.
Lightweight, Michael Chandler.
yeah, that's a good one.
It is. Think
Yeah,
about
I
how many
just-
people beat Michael Chandler and then like went on to like either fight or win the title.
100%.
Featherweight, Danny Ige.
Yep. He's quintessential.
Yeah. 35. Is it Cheeto?
Oh, that's a great call.
That's probably a good pick.
Where's he at? Oh, there he is. 7. Okay.
That's a really good call because he's always there, but I don't think he's good enough to get the title.
And then 25, Alex Perez, maybe.
Dude, 25 is so hard.
Tim Elliott.
I was about to say Tim Elliott. Yeah.
But Tim Elliott hasn't fought in 2 years, so it's like
yeah, that's a good point.
he's been on unemployment.
Oh, my man, the Starfish. Where's he ranked?
He's like 15th and not ranked. No, he's not ranked.
Yeah, he's just outside top 15.
Just outside
And I
with
think
a win over Josh Van.
I was about to say, I think he's really good too.
He is good, dude.
You know?
It's bullcrap.
What's his name? Johnson?
Charles Johnson?
Charles Johnson.
Johnson,
Yeah,
yeah.
my man.
Yeah. All right, cool.
Starfish.
All right, let's go back to the card. Let's scroll
Dude, I
down.
hope he never finds out that we call him the
Silva,
Starfish.
blah, blah, blah. All right, here we go. Ren
Your boy.
Nakamura. Dude, first round KO.
With a toe kick. Did you see that?
No, I haven't. Nathan Fletcher, but I knew he was going to win. It's my favorite fighter in the UFC. My favorite current fighter in the UFC. Ren Nakamura. I believe he was a U23 world champion.
Wait,
freestyle
what?
wrestling. Mm-hmm. Yeah, freestyle wrestling. His only loss, I think he like broke his arm in that fight or something. What'd you say, Max?
About
Maybe
Rinez.
Luke told me.
I didn't. I don't think it was me that told you, but you might be right about that. Let me check.
Yeah. So Luke Martin they trained together.
He lost a decision in January this past year to.
And I think his wrist was broken in the fight.
You're blowing
Yeah,
my
that might
mind
be
with
true.
how high level of a wrestler he is because all I know about him is the clips I sent to you, which we'll talk about, and I saw the highlight reel finish, which was a toe kick, which is like, if I see someone do that, I'm like, oh yeah, that guy like wasn't a high level wrestler. He's been practicing this his whole life. You know, and maybe he was too, but like that's just like really
he's 30.
impressive.
He's got one submission, rest are decisions and knockouts.
Dude, very impressive.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, my favorite fighter. So there we go.
Super sick.
Adolfo Vieira beat
not
Trayshawn
surprised
Gore.
about that.
Not worried about that. Austin
Oh, your boy
Bashy.
Bashy, yeah.
Who beat Bashy? It was the dude who beat everybody.
C-Rod, yeah.
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 The
that's
undefeated
it.
prospect killer.
Yeah, he. Oh yeah, okay. Round one, rear naked choke.
All right.
Yeah, dude. I don't know if we need
Let's
to talk
push.
too much about this. Should we go to our picks?
Or do we want to talk about why Ren Nakamura is
Let's
the
talk about
champ?
that.
I was
Like, why
hoping someone would ask him.
Why is he your favorite fighter?
Because he gambles. They asked him, what are you doing after the fight? And he's like, gamble. And they're like, what do you play? And he goes, simple. Roulette, slot. Gave it a good pause. Blackjack. So yeah, I would definitely like to hang out with him. We've got a lot of wrestling in common where we could talk wrestling. And then, we just play blackjack.
Dude, as soon as I saw that clip and I saw that pause and the reverence that he held for blackjack, I was like, I'm sending this to Mike right away.
Who do you think I sent it to?
Lucas.
Dude, I immediately hit Lucas up.
You're like, this is our favorite fighter now.
I ruined the chair. It's gone forever, bro.
Yeah, it's all right.
That's it. I'm gonna wobble the rest of the show.
It is what it is.
We did a fantasy thing.
We did.
On DraftKings Fantasy MMA, we've been talking about it the past couple episodes. So how it works is you pick 6 fighters, you get a salary cap of $50,000, and each fighter is assigned a value, and you got to standardized salary cap picking 6 fighters, and depending on their performance, they are awarded points. Notable things that score points: knockdown score 10 points, a takedown scores 5, strikes are worth something. Significant strikes are. Oh, here we go. A strike is worth 0.2 strikes or 0.2 points. So every 5 strikes is worth a point. Every 5 significant strikes is worth a point. Cage time is
control time. Yeah.
Control time. Let's say you're on top of somebody, you get
0.03 points per second.
So what would that be? Every 20 seconds is a point? No. Every 30 some seconds is a point.
I don't know, man.
Dude, something like that. Whatever. Takedowns are 5 points. Reversals / sweeps are 5 points, and knockdowns are 10 points. If a fighter wins in the first round, that's an additional 90 points. A fighter winning in the second round is an additional 70 points. These are championship fights. No, those are all.
No, that's all of them. Yeah.
A fighter winning in the third round's 45 points. Fourth round's 40. Fourth or fifth round, both 40 points. And a decision win is 30 points.
Oh, so those are all finishes.
There's also a quick win bonus if a fighter wins within the first 30 seconds.
60 seconds.
First 60 seconds, it's an extra 25 points.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah. So the first time we did it, we just did a closed group of just us 3 to kind of play with it. As we talked about, I won that by a narrowest of margins, 0.84 points over Will. This weekend, we opened it up, and I believe we had 99. Yeah, 99 entries this week. Very fun. I don't think any of our friends did it, so just us 3, and then...
I saw someone who I thought might have been Lucas Jones.
No, I think he would have talked about it today. I just trained with him 2 hours ago.
Oh, okay. I swear there was one that said, L. Jones Jiu-Jitsu or something like that.
What? Okay, well, maybe he didn't do well and doesn't want to talk about it.
I don't know. But either way, so we had 99 people,
Yes. Will, you took 44th?
I did.
I took 47th? Yep.
Something like that.
And then Max took 92nd.
I'm still learning how the game works.
Max, how many winners did you have on your team?
I think I only had 2. Yeah, I had Ribovich and Vallejos.
Yo, Ribovich won and only got 59 points in a win? That's crazy. I have people who lose with that much.
Where are you seeing the points?
No, you're looking at Rebecca.
Rebecca, yeah. I was looking at Rebecca. Ribovich had 80.
Yeah.
0.86.
And then, okay, my bad. I was looking at Rebecca. Sorry. Thank you. I also had Park.
Me too.
Yeah, but you did the double up.
Yeah.
I had Park. He only scored 3 points, which is the lowest amount of points that I've ever seen anybody score.
Outside of Kevin Holland Chimaev, where Holland got 0 points.
What about Whitaker or Chimaev?
I feel like Whitaker landed at least 1 strike.
So 0.2 points.
Yeah, something like that.
All right, whatever. But it's fun. We're going to continue to do them. We will post on our socials. Or did we post about it?
I think we did. Didn't you put it in the bio?
Yeah, we did post about it.
We'll post about it.
Keep
Get in
doing
on it.
that.
It's fun. It's really fun. Right now, we're just playing them. It's free entries. It's free entries right now. And what we might do is close one down and do it with all of you guys who want to do it. We can figure it out, schedule it up, close one down. It'll be free still, but we might provide
some prizes.
A prize. Yeah. Also, never mind. That's probably some behind the scenes talk. Never mind.
Okay.
All right, cool. So that's fantasy. So let's talk this upcoming card really quickly. Is there anything interesting this weekend?
I mean, this middleweight fight,
Anthony Hernandez versus Roman Dolidze.
it's a chance for
Steve
Hernandez
Erceg.
to kind of like work his way up into potential.
I think the Steve
big
Erceg
fights.
O'Day Osborne fight could be good.
I agree. That actually could be a really good fight.
Angela Hill's back in the mix. Run me down, Max.
Yeah, who else do we got? Andre Feely.
Touchy Feely versus C-Rod.
Oh, that's interesting, actually.
That just made a noise. Is it okay?
I'm gonna look at it in a sec. Just keep going.
Eric Anders.
I thought he retired.
Me too. Yeah.
Huge underdog.
Interesting.
Julius Walker, Johnny Walker's cousin.
Yeah, I don't know, man. This looks like it's going to be like an okay card.
I'm excited for the Erceg Osborne fight. That should be a banger. That the main event should be good too.
I agree.
And I'm sure some of the unknowns on the underside are going to be exciting.
Yeah.
Let's make some picks and talk our picks and then get out of here.
Let's do it. Who do you got in the main event?
Main event, I'm going to go with...
Actually, before we give our picks, should we review our picks from last time? There's only one.
Well, no, because Max can drop these.
Okay, yeah. All right.
All right. Roman Dolidze versus Anthony Hernandez. I'm going to have to go Anthony Hernandez
Me too.
on that.
He's looked really good in his last few.
Now, here goes a questionable one. Steve Erceg versus O'Day Osborne.
I don't know, man. This is a hard one.
O'Day can crack.
Yeah.
Who did O'Day fight? Did he not fight on Noche in the Sphere?
Yeah, he did. He fought Lazy Boy, the Mexican flyweight. I can't remember his name right now.
Yeah.
But I know he definitely
I
did fight
remember
on the
that fight
Sphere.
now. Yeah. And hasn't Erceg gotten cracked pretty hard recently? Didn't he get knocked out?
Yeah, I mean, he got put out by Kai Kara, but I think Kai Kara definitely...
Well, Kai Kara is a little bit of a different
But
story.
like,
definitely
didn't his
does hit
chin
pretty
look
hard.
questionable in one of his fights recently?
I don't think it looked questionable. I just think he fought Kai Kara France and then he fought Brandon Moreno, right? Those are tough to take something away from if you're dropping down to O'Day, so I'm riding with Erceg.
I think I'm going to run Erceg
I'm
going
to
to
go Erceg as well. It's, yeah.
All right. Do you want to pick that one?
Didn't I go against Lucinda last time? I'm pretty sure I did, and that bit me. I don't know. You guys want to pick this one?
No.
Right now we all have the same picks for the first two fights, so it depends if you guys choose someone different. I'm just going to choose.
I don't really have strong opinions on
I don't
that.
have strong opinions. I don't want to pick it. Okay. All right.
All right, this is a hard one.
Bro. I think I'm going to go C-Rod.
It was a hard one for me, but I'm also going C-Rod.
Oh, bro. What'd you go?
I like Feely,
Are you
too.
going Feely?
Yeah, I'm going to mix it up. I'm going to take Feely in this one.
Nice.
Because he's the opposite of an undefeated young prospect.
Exactly,
And I'm going to
yeah.
go with him instead.
All right. John Matsumoro versus Miles Johns.
Dude, I am going to take Matsumoto.
See, I would too, though.
That's the thing. Yeah, dude, it's a Brazilian guy with a Japanese
You know what?
last name.
This is just not.
Yeah, it's not compelling enough for us to make a bunch of picks.
Yeah, let's just call it at those picks then.
Let's let it rock.
All right. So let's go to our picks. I believe there's a tie at the top.
Sure is.
Let's see. Oh, ho, 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 ho. So last week, we only picked one fight, and that was the main event, and the only person to not get it right was Will. And due to that, Max has now improved his record to 55, 52, and 1. I hate that and 1.
Yeah.
Because there was a draw.
Yeah, we can just chop it.
Don't you hate that and 1? We'll just leave it there. You can leave it on. I'm not going to say it anymore. Just leave it on the page. Whereas Will and myself are both 64 and 43. 9 fights ahead of Max. Tied up.
We got time.
Tied up. We do have time. We're not even. We just got 7/12 through. This was the first card of August. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like plenty of time for us to increase our lead.
Yeah, bro. Right. Yeah. All right. So this week, Will and I.
Yeah, it's going to be the same.
Yeah, Will and I will not change this week. But Max will either go back one or up one, depending on Andre Feely. And that's it. So it's not very exciting right now on these. But it's okay. It's one of these, fight night cards.
And honestly, we're probably not going to see it.
Yeah, we're not going to see it.
And I'm probably
what time's it run? What time's it run?
I think it's a earliest card.
It's main card starts at 7, prelims at 4.
Yeah, we're not going to see that, dude.
Yeah, we're not going to see this card. All right, well, maybe we'll watch some of it in the back. Maybe not, probably not. But
speaking of which, shout out our guys.
Yeah, let's shout out our guys.
Yeah.
All right, this weekend we have 4 of our athletes fighting for the 247 Fighting Championships in the inaugural event at Sunny Days Arena in North Versailles, Pennsylvania. We have, you do Akshat.
Akshat's taking a kickboxing fight.
What's his last name?
Brother.
God, dude, that's why I threw it to you. All right, so Akshat, who does have a last name, he's fighting in kickboxing. And then we have 3 MMA fighters. Alex Wright will be making his amateur debut. TJ Sloan will be stepping in for his 3rd time, which will then give him advanced rules on his next time out. And then the big boy himself, Bronco Busick, in the pro slot, looking to continue a quite impressive win streak. That goes down this Saturday, August 9th, at Sunny Days Arena, North Versailles, Pennsylvania. Buy your tickets, buy them now, and select your favorite Stout PGH fighter as your representative. Nailed it. All right, cool. Anybody got anything else?
Wrap it up.
All right, dude. Hey, hit our socials. Get on YouTube. Like and subscribe. Subscribe on Spotify.
Hop in our DraftKings
Hop in our
fantasy.
DraftKings thing. We'll put it in our bio. You have to have the DraftKings. So it's if you gamble through DraftKings Sportsbook, this is a separate app. It's DraftKings Fantasy, although you do use the same login for both. So it's convenient, at least in that sense. Get in there, make the picks. You got all week to make your picks up until your lineup needs locked in by the time the first fight starts.
But you can still get your slot in our contest without putting
Yeah, you can get your slot in the contest without picking your fighters. But you need to lock in by the time the first prelim starts, which I believe is 4 p.m. this week. And you can adjust your lineup. You can alter your lineup all the way up until that start time. Once that start time happens, you are then able to see other people's lineups. But until then, due to the availability of adjustments, you can't. But that's it. We'll catch you next time. Peace.